All right, here with Greg, Treeline Endurance. He's my running coach. He's walking me through. Recently, we did a gait analysis.
That's right. So what we're looking at with a gait analysis is we're looking for some major red flags in terms of mechanical inefficiency and risk for injury. So we're looking at both a sagittal plane view, kind of like a side view, as well as sort of a frontal plane view, usually taken from the rear because it's what's realistic on a treadmill. We're looking at across different speeds, how does the body change and how it moves versus an easy pace up through a hard pace? And are we seeing the same mechanical patterns kind of move through those progressions or maybe even worsen a little bit as we get to the higher speeds? And hopefully the point of taking this really early in the training block is we can identify those and provide corrective strengthening to address them before they ever lead to any actual issue for you. So that's really what we're looking at with the gait analysis.
So what did you see with mine? I know you said that you're going to be focusing on that. Basically, I have no abs.
So contralateral pelvic drop is the most concerning one. Essentially, when we're standing on one free leg, what happens with the opposite hip? So if I'm standing on my right leg, does my left hip drop every time I take a step? And this is a symptom of how strong the hip abductors are in terms of stabilizing that pelvis. What we really want as a runner, both in terms of efficiency and injury risk, is a really stable pelvis that even when we're on one leg stays right where it is. And in your case, I saw a little bit of weakness, particularly with your left leg. When you're sitting on your left leg, your right hip drops a bit. And so that's something that's always going to be there, but we can strengthen the hips and reduce it. I saw a little bit of anterior pelvic tilt. So in other words, every time you take a step as your leg trails back, it pulls the pelvis with it. So the pelvis kind of tips backwards a little bit and drags it, kind of the quad drags the pelvis with it. And we really want, again, that pelvis to remain.
And what hip would we be strengthening? Strengthen both at the same time?
Yeah, it's definitely just in our best interest to strengthen both. We'll do a lot of single leg exercises to make sure that each of those hips is really comfortable and stable operating alone, because that's what we're doing every time we take a running step.